As the weather warms up, more of us are getting active, but with that increase in activity often comes an increase in injuries. Dr. Jesse Abeler from Arkansas Surgical Hospital is here to talk about common sports injuries. Dr. Abeler, thank you so much for being here.
Appreciate you having me.
Yes, you brought in a few models, which these are for adults, which we'll talk about here in a moment, but I wanted to start with kids. Kids can be involved in sports year-round. There's travel ball, club ball, of course, sport or school sports. So are overuse injuries becoming more common in younger teens and kids?
They are. We're seeing it a lot more. Kids never really have an off season anymore, and so they're continuously practicing, continuously playing tournaments. They have the school league, and then they have a travel league or a club league that's completely separate, and so they're continuously participating and competing at pretty high levels.
What are some of those most common injuries that you do see in kids?
Well, you mentioned things that revolve around baseball, and so throwing injuries are certainly very, very common just because that is a lot of stress for kids' shoulders. And so we have certain recommendations and guidelines for how much a kid should be specifically pitching, certain throws they should avoid. And even just taking mandatory rest time if they do develop some of these injuries.
When do parents know when their kid is just experiencing soreness or they actually do need to go in and seek medical attention?
Kids are a little bit interesting because oftentimes for them it's more of a complaint-based. It's not an obvious issue, and their complaints are a little bit more nuanced, and so they might not want to be, they're not as excited to go out and play, or from their performance. They're losing velocity in their throws, or they're losing speed, they're losing the performance that they had just even recently.
Any tips for kids on how to not overuse your muscles?
Normally kids who are developing and kids who are still growing, pretty universally, their best recommendation, again, baseball specific, because that's kind of the sport we're in right now. Curveballs are pretty dangerous.
Really?
And so even though it's a very good competitive throw to have, developing kids should be careful with that. Treating the kid as an athlete and not just as a kid, allowing them time off, time to rest in between games. Stretching is very important beforehand and after. Helping with ice can make a big difference as well. Anti-inflammatories do have a role, but in kids you are a little bit more careful with that.
Sure. Now let's move on to adults. What are some of those most common injuries you see?
Man, pickleball's keeping us busy.
Pickleball, yes.
It's kind of the greatest sport that's come along probably since Wii bowling or something like that, just because people, it's a new level of activity, and it's great that people are getting out and they're outside and they're active. But the same sort of thing, overuse can happen pretty quickly just because it is a lower impact sport. They're doing it a lot, and so we get more overuse with it.
Are you seeing injuries of people who don't work out as often and then they kind of go full force into working out too?
Yep. And so hitting exercise a little bit too hard with a routine that you're not quite as your body is not as used to is another thing absolutely we see quite often. And so adults who are looking at getting into sports, very good to kind of start slowly and then ramp up. An professional athlete is going to need time to develop as well, and so if you're just getting into something, we always recommend that you start more gradually, let your body get used to it.
Why is that? Why can't we just jump in like we used to?
No, we're not 18 anymore. and so I put myself in that category too. It's just something as a new activity happens.
Sure.
You have to stretch before, stretch after. It seems kind of silly because it makes you feel really old to have to, but if you're talking about injury prevention, you don't want to see somebody like me, you got to take care of your body.
Definitely. Okay, so you brought in these models. What are we looking at here?
So these are shoulder replacements, and so this is more for, like you mentioned, the adult. The options that we have when somebody has had a lifetime of exercise or a lifetime of laboring or maybe multiple injuries for the shoulder. These are replacement options that we have. The one closer to me is it's technically more of a salvage option for if somebody has a big rotator cuff tear and shoulder arthritis. The one closer to you is for probably the younger active person, and their rotator cuff specifically is still intact. And so a little bit of a different functional design, but they both work very, very well for getting people back out. And you ask about activity afterwards. I don't really have a lot of specific precautions. Once we've gone through the adequate healing, people get back into the gym, pickleball, push-ups, riding a bike, all those activities. These are options that let us do that.
Perfect. Just have to be a little bit more careful, I'm guessing.
A little bit more careful, but in general, the shoulder or your body will be your guide.
Perfect. Well, if people want more information, Dr. Abeler, what's the best way to reach out?
I think we have the website on the screen, arcsurgicalhospital.com. There's a phone number on there as well. We're located over on North Shore Drive, and we're happy to see patients if they have an injury or if they have questions about if they need to be seen or not. Happy to answer them.
Perfect. Dr. Abeler, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. We'll have more Good Morning Arkansas after this.